we're gonna get started. It's 7:02. This is the Board of Directors' regular meeting of Trophy Club Municipal Utility District Number 1. Again, today is July 30th, 2025, and the time again is 7:02. Do we have anybody that wants to speak?
No.
Okay, we do have a quorum with Vice President Rose not present and Director Toomey video conferencing in. Okay, no citizens' comments, so we're at reports and updates. Monthly staff reports is Agenda 1. A, monthly capital improvement projects. B, monthly operations reports. C, monthly financial reports. Quarterly tax collections, third quarter, and quarterly investment report, third quarter. Alan?
Good evening, directors. Capital improvement project updates tonight. The fiscal year 25 waterline project is progressing well. The contractor is, they have all the temporary water lines placed along Alamosa, and currently they've got their temporary taps installed on the short service side. They're in the process of boring or missiling across the street for long services right now. So we're hoping that by the end of the week, maybe mid next week, they have the majority of those done and in place. And once they do, they'll start their pressure testing and water sampling and get that ready to transfer the folks from the existing water line to that temporary water line. So once they get that done, then they're going to start rocking and rolling with removing and replacing that existing water line. But so far, the contractor has been very attentive to detail and working with the residents, irrigation purposes, communications, and we've actually had multiple people praise them so far, so we're very happy at this point.
Alan, that big trench they're digging right now next to,
Hillcrest Court?
yeah, is that part of this?
No, sir, that's part of the town storm drain project.
Oh, okay.
Okay, moving on, lift station improvements. This construction project is substantially complete. Basically, the only thing we have left to do is have the new fence replacement installed at lift station number 2. That's really the only other outstanding item. We expect that to be mid-August by the time that contractor gets in town to work through that. We have met with them out there on site. Once that gets completed, then all we're going to have left to do is walk through and take care of any kind of punch list items. So that project has gone well for us also. The emergency connection that is currently in design, and the last invoice I saw, there's probably just the modeling portion is roughly 8 to 10% complete. So it's going to be slow moving. Other than that, we are here to answer any kind of other operational or financial questions you all may have.
Neil, you have anything?
No, not from my end.
Doug?
No, sir.
Jim?
Nope.
I had a question, but I don't remember it. I used my memory on the last question. So, okay, moving on. We're on agenda item number 2. And my system is going wacko here. Receive
Okay.
update from Director Toomey.
Okay, hopefully.
Wait,
you
just a second,
received
I
little handout.
gotta finish reading it. My system just is melting here. It's having a breakdown. Just
Got a hard
second.
copy there if you need to read it.
Yeah. Okay, receive update from Director Toomey regarding American Water Board of Directors, AWB Summer Conference. And we have an attachment in the thing. This is going wacko here. See?
You're on, Neil.
Okay, first of all, this was the 50th anniversary of the AWBD, and they had it in the Gonzales Convention Center down in San Antonio. And I'm going to tell you, if you want to get your steps in, that's the place to have meetings, because it was walking all over the place for that. It was very well attended. Quite a few engineers and other people were there, including people for advertising their parks, their recs, sewage treatment, the trash, picking up trash, some of the things that we don't normally have to deal with. On the most important part is always the legislative update. And Trey did his usual job of talking about, but what ended up happening was there was no significant changes to the water code this year. The AWBD had done a great job of getting experts up to talk in front of the various legislative committees, and they were very effective in minimizing any adverse changes to the water code. And in fact, they were very proud of the results. Kind of moving down, as you can see, they had quite a few different workshops that you could attend. But honestly, one thing that I picked up was the use of AI is really affecting the engineering side of water and wastewater. One of the engineers down there was actually, in a sense, complaining. He says these young people that they're bringing on staff now are using AI rather than doing the grunt work of figuring out things. They're putting in the basic information and getting an AI answer, and basically not learning the fundamentals. And it's getting to be a real problem. Of course, AI on the other side, as it's going to be applied to water systems and everything else, is going to create a real change in the way MUDs and other water districts operate when some of this new AI software starts to become available. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, maybe you can come back for Jim Thomas's agenda item on the recreation, park and recreation opportunities. If you got information
Well,
from AWB.
I honestly didn't attend those particular workshops, so.
Okay.
I only attended the ones that I kind of put a star asterisk against. But they were available, and of course, everybody's selling their product down there. That's part of the way they get the speakers to come in and do such a great job. But
Okay.
if there's anything like that it was asterisk, do you have any questions on, I can maybe expound a little bit. But again, Jim will, this conference was probably one of the best I've ever attended. The way it operated, the way the staff ran things, it was basically first class. And and as I said, they had a huge crowd of people down there.
Good. Well, thank you very much for attending. Okay, anyone
my
have any
privilege.
questions?
I got a question. Neil, did they spend any time on improvement of water, improvement of quality of water, such as reduction of fluoride in the water?
Yes, they did. One of the, I have my notes, and what I could do is I can get back to you on that. I don't have that notebook in front of me right now, but they're more concerned down there with the well water that they're using versus the raw water like we get from Fort Worth, and the different contaminants that could possibly be in that water supply. So they have some more sophisticated systems now for detecting any elements that you might not want in your water system.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, if you could send it to Al, and then he could pass it to all the directors. And, do you have any information or any further questions?
No.
Jim? Okay. Again, thank you very
Okay.
much for attending.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to agenda item 3, consider an act to approve the consent agenda. A, July 18th, 2025 special session budget workshop minutes. B, July 18th, 2025 special session joint meeting minutes. And C, July 18th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion for?
A motion to approve the consent agenda items A, B, and C.
Okay, do I have a second?
And I'm going to let you
I'll
second,
second.
because I wasn't here.
Okay, Neil, second, and Doug, Secretary Treasurer, made the motion. Okay, all in favor, show of hands? Okay, all passes. Okay, we're moving to regular session. A, 4, consider an act regarding approval of task order agreement with Half Associates for professional engineering services for the rehabilitation of existing wastewater lines.
Directors, Half Associates is going to provide the professional engineering services regarding this project. They're going to have survey, design, bidding, and construction phase services for this approximate 900 linear foot section. It's a 15-inch line, and there's a little small 20 linear foot 8-inch line that comes into one portion of it. We're going to be looking at the rehabilitation methods and approximate relocation of some manholes and abandonment of existing 350 feet of pipe that's parallel. And it appears to have been abandoned at one point in time, but we're going to verify and abandon that permanently as part of this project. This line is essentially running from the backside of the wastewater treatment plant. I would say is that southwest across the golf course property is generally what we're looking at. The means and methods we're looking at using is a pipe bursting methodology. That way we can try to keep from disrupting the golf area and also try to maintain within our easement instead of having to ask the Corps for any additional temporary easements.
And not to exceed 116,400.
Correct.
Okay. Any motion on this?
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve the task order agreement with Half Associates for professional engineering service for the rehabilitation of existing wastewater lines as part of FY 2025 capital improvement projects at a cost not to exceed $116,400, and authorize the general manager to execute the necessary documents.
Thank you very much. Second,
I'll second it.
Jim Thomas, seconds. Secretary Treasurer Harper made the motion. Any further questions? I see none. All in favor, show of hands? Okay.
Aye.
Unanimous? Okay, moving on to item number 4. Consider an act regarding approval of, we just did that one, didn't we? Or is it another?
5 is what you want.
5. Thank you very much. You're keeping me honest. Okay, 5. No, 5 is future agenda. Do we need to go in executive session for anything?
5 is consider an act to approve the purchase and installation of a Landia return pump.
Not on mine. Okay. To the hard copy. Okay, 5, consider an act to approve the purchase and installation of a Landia return pump from Smith Pump Company.
Directors, this request, we've already replaced one of these earlier this year, but this is going to be the second one we're requesting this year. We do have funds available in the wastewater capital projects. Essentially what this is it's we're going to be replacing an existing Wheelo return pump, an MBR number 5, with a Landia pump, including the installation. And there's an error on here. It's actually going to be the 3rd return pump being replaced as part of the planned replacement of all 5 return pumps. The pricing is provided utilizing buy board contract and included as part of the FY 2025 budget.
Okay. Do we have a motion on this?
David, I'll make a motion there. I'd like to make a motion that we approve the purchase and installation of a Landia return pump from Smith Pump Company Incorporated, not to exceed $51,315.
And authorize general manager to execute the necessary documents.
And obviously, the general manager to execute the contract.
Okay, thank you. Second?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Director Thomas, second by Secretary Treasurer Harper. Any further questions? I see none. All in favor, show of hands. Okay.
Aye.
All unanimous, missing Vice President Rose. I apologize for this agenda. My mouse moves my page down automatically, and I was reading the minutes from last month. Okay, thanks for the correction, Pam. Just throw something at me next time. Okay, 6, consider an act to approve contract number 2025-073001 with Rod L. Abbott, CPA, PLLC, exercising the optional additional 2 years of annual financial auditing services for fiscal years 2025 and 2026.
Directors of the board entered into a contract with Rod L. Abbott CPA for professional auditing services in August of 2022. The initial term of the contract was for 4 years ending September 30th, 22, 23, and 24, with options to add years 25 and 26. This contract will exercise that optional 2-year extension agreement with Mr. Rod L. Abbott, and we recommend approving this request.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the contract number 2025-073001 with Rod L. Abbott, CPA, PLLC, exercising the optional additional 2 years of annual financial auditing services for fiscal year 2025 and for fiscal year 2026, plus expenses, and authorize the general manager to execute the necessary documents.
Okay, I have a motion by Secretary Treasurer Harper. Do I have a second?
Kevin, I'll second that. When I came back on the board and saw his presentation this spring, it was outstanding. So I do second the proposal.
Okay, we have a second by Director Thomas. I agree with what Director Thomas just stated. He used to be our auditor years past. We moved to another auditor, which was not good. And Rod has done an excellent job the years that he's been with the MUD. He comes to the meetings, which is what a prior auditor did not do. He explains everything. His reports are right on the mark, and I have no problem with that. Neil, you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Doug, no questions? Jim, no questions? Okay. Take a vote. All in favor? Show of hands.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Again, Vice President Rose being absent. Okay, we're up to number 7, consider an act to approve resolution number 2025-0730, amending fiscal year 2025 budget. The resolution to amend it,
That's part of my portion. This resolution is going to amend the fire department fund portion of the current fiscal year 25 budget to include funding for the fire department assessment and the replacement of 2 5-ton HVAC units at the fire station as directed by the board of directors in the June meeting.
okay, so this is what we talked about earlier.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
And do we have a price on those things, or?
$65,000 is what we're looking at for the, let's see here, between the assessment and the HVAC replacement. If you go down to page 65 of the packet,
Right.
we have $25,000 budgeting for the 2 HVAC unit replacements, and the capital outlays for the fire assessment is $40,000. I believe that was a little under $40,000 is what that total assessment was going to cost.
So that, on the HVAC, you're saying to replace 2 units is 65,000?
No, sir, it's $25,000.
Okay.
The entire fund change is $65,000.
Yeah, okay, I understand that.
Are they guaranteed?
10-year. 10-year.
10 years?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the life of ACs these days.
Great.
And that's the AC and the handler, or just
Yes.
AC? Okay.
I don't think there's any ducting replacement needed on this one.
Get up, or even when we come out.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2025-0730, amending the fiscal year 2025 budget to amend the fire department funding for the assessment and replacement of 2 5-ton HVAC units at the fire station as directed by the Board of Directors on June 8th, 2025.
Okay, do I have a second? I'll second it.
I'll second.
Okay, Neil, I'll recognize you. Okay, we have motion by Secretary Treasurer Harper, a second by Director Toomey. Any questions? Good.
Can I jump, excuse me, can I jump back into the consent agenda? It was pointed out to me that we had a typographical error. A, B, and C say July dates, but it was, the month was actually June. And so the motion by Doug and the second by Neil to approve A, B, and C needs to address that it was the
Month change.
June minutes that were approved, not July.
Okay, we'll go back to that right
Okay.
after we finish this one. We have
Okay.
Sorry about that.
a motion and a second. And I had a, let's see. On this resolution number, doesn't it have like 07300102?
It is at the top, doesn't it?
Well, that's for the attachment. It just says 2025-0730. Doesn't have the 01 or 02.
Oh, no, that's fine, because there's only one in this agenda packet.
So we're good.
Yep.
Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second. Any further questions on the AC units? I see none. All in favor, show of hands. Neil?
Aye.
Okay. Unanimous with, again, Vice President Rose being absent. Okay, let's go back up to the consent agenda approval and do a motion to amend. And then we have to go back and vote on the regular motion or just amend, Pam?
The motion to amend what was approved to be June 18th minutes,
And
to
then go
replace
back.
June with July in A, B, and C.
So we need to do a motion to amend and then go back and approve the item with the amended.
I would just recommend doing a motion to clarify that there's a typo in item 3.
Okay.
And that it was meant to be June minutes, A, B, and C. And a
Okay.
second to correct that, and then a vote.
Okay, we're going to go back to Agenda 3, consider an act to approve the consent agenda, and there's a typo on A, B, and C. We're going to, I'll entertain a motion to correct the July to June 18th on A, B, and C. So does someone want to make a motion?
Make a motion to correct the month of these minutes to June instead of the typo July in both A, B, and C.
Thank you, okay. Do
And
I have
I'll
a
second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Secretary Treasurer Harper and then a second by Director Toomey. Any further questions on that? Okay, we're voting to amend the month from July to June. All in favor, show of hands.
All right.
Okay, is that okay, Pam?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Good catch, Lori. You
It was
found
Lori, yes.
Dana tipped me off.
I figured it was her. She walked across. Thanks, Lori. Okay, we're back to 8, Agenda 8. Discussion regarding Texas Water Code, Chapter 49, Subchapter E, titled Physical Provisions. Neil, you sent a attachment on that?
Kind of a little bit of history. Back maybe 20-plus years ago, a MUD or a water district could, without going for a public vote, could borrow money up to 3 years. Going back and doing some research, this has been amended at some point in time, that now one district can borrow money for operating expenses, but it also doesn't have to be paid back for a period of 5 years. And the only reason I'm going to, bringing this up or making the board aware of it is it gives us other funding options if we feel it necessary to augment our other revenue streams by going out and borrowing, 5 years and stretching that out. Of course, that increases the INS budget, and I know that basically means also an increase in taxes. But it gives us another funding mechanism if we ever need it or desire it. I might also point out that you could set something up like this to basically borrow over 10 years, and what you do is a balloon payment after 5 years. So it's a 10-year amortization on whatever bank you might be using, but you pay off the entire debt and then reborrow it again for another 5 years. You basically can spread out a debt over 10 years if you had to. If something material came up that we didn't want to, or we couldn't get the tax revenue for, or we didn't want to increase the water rates on in a particular period. So it just as a point of information to bring to the board's attention, based on my research.
Okay, you mentioned 10 years. That's not on the funding, because it says that it must be repaid within 5 years.
All right, but what you could do is what we call a balloon payment. The note's structured to amortize over 10 years, but after 5, you have a balloon payment at the end of year 5, so you pay it off. And then you basically reborrow, whatever that balance is, you can then basically get another note for 5 years.
For the balloon.
It's a way of lessening the financial impact in a shorter period of time, if you had the need for it. Again, it's only just to make the board aware of another funding mechanism that we could possibly use to address an unusual expense.
Okay. As usual.
Sounds like it's cutting out the bond underwriters.
Yeah,
It could be used for that, yes.
it depends on how much you want to borrow too. Do they have a cap on that? The borrowing amount?
No,
Really? Yeah.
no.
That would cut out the bond people, but depending on the amount, 5 years.
And without citizens' approval,
Yeah.
which is scary.
Any other questions
Well-
on this? Jim? Alan, you got anything? Mike, you have any questions? Okay, just check it on. Okay, moving on. Thanks, Neil, as usual, on finding that. Did they discuss that at AWB, or you just ran across that?
Now, this was something that, when I was looking at our old budget and how we're funding from our reserves, the shortfall for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Just something I wanted to make the board aware of.
Okay,
That's all.
thank you very much. Okay, 9, discuss district participation in parks and recreation opportunities. Jim?
Yeah, I asked for that to be put there just so that we could kind of understand among ourselves that we are allowed as a MUD board to participate in that type of activity if we so choose to do so. And the only reason I brought it up is Councilman Gary Ash and I had a conversation when he was running for election. He's also sits, I don't know if he's president of the HOA board, but he's on the HOA board back in his community. And they've got a small plot of acreage back there it's already got a pond in place. It's already got a water filtration system. What they've got to come up with is a means of getting in there so you're not parking in front of people's houses. But he had an idea that I thought was kind of interesting, and that is developing a fish pond where kids in the trophy club could go fishing. I just thought it was an interesting idea, and it was worth some discussion. And if the board had no reservations, without committing, I would love to sit down with Gary and just understand it more fully.
Well, Neil, you probably remember that pond was built by the town, and they're supposed to be, they were going to deepen it to use it like for an irrigation pond. Do you remember that? It's actually owned by the PID or the town, one or the other.
I think it was the PID, but now the town, I guess.
Right. So, there's something about the depth of it. They ran into rock, and they couldn't go any deeper. So I don't know how deep it is, what kind of stock you could do on it, but
And again, it was just an idea that I thought deserved some discussion, and I didn't want to go down that path unless the board said, yeah, go ahead.
I don't have any problem. I mean, just run it by Al and make sure he stays.
And I realize I'm not talking about, I mean, there's no commitments that can be made. It's just discussions with him about the feasibility of doing something like that.
Regarding the Parks and Recreation, and correct me if I'm wrong, or go across the line, Pam, on the building, the annex building, wasn't that recreation contract, doesn't it end this year?
It's the facility use agreement for the annex building. It expires this year, correct?
Right.
And if you recall, it was specifically done for a 2-year period because the parks, or the town is in the middle of a feasibility study, comprehensive parks and recreation plan right now. And so they're incorporating the annex building into that study along with the 6 to 7 acres north of the treatment plant as potential opportunities or potential use opportunities for the community. And once that study was done, then they were going to come back to us and figure out what the determination was and how they want to proceed. There's a chance that they want to make some minor amendments, major amendments, do something more long-term, but they're waiting for that study to be complete.
Yeah, that would be.
Is that something you guys would like on a future agenda for discussion?
We'd have to really wait for the town to come up with their feasibility study. It's been 2 years now. It's like, how long is it gonna take? But
I
you're
think-
talking about the lots that we own north of the treatment plant?
Well, my understanding is that they plan on having the final plan completed by the end of this year, if I remember correctly.
Okay, whenever, I'd follow up with Brandon and get an idea and then put it on the next agenda for us to discuss. And you're talking about the lots that we own north of the treatment plant, right?
I can give you all an update on the status of that or the Parks and Recreation Master Plan, if that's what you're asking for.
Well, is that the lot you're talking about?
Yes, so the annex building specifically, and any of the remaining area
Yeah, back to the
out here.
fence, yeah.
And then the treatment plant property to the north of the treatment plant, that wooded area, those areas were requested to be,
And there is access along the fence line.
it would be by the collections, or the old collections barn, yes, the street department of Parks and Recreation
Right.
building, correct, yes.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea, but we'll wait to talk about it after they make their decision. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, so we're going to wait until they get done with their
Yeah,
their
there's no
study.
reason for us to do anything when
Understood.
we don't know what they're talking about.
I believe it's going to be later this year when they have the final
As
plan.
long as they don't say, can you give it to us? You know?
Kevin, somewhere in this process, I would love to continue to plant the seed with the Parks and Rec to look into means of possibly drawing down off of our sewer water to Water Harmony Park, as an example. That's just not that far away.
Yeah, but if you remember, right, that before they built all those houses back there, we told them, we said, run the pipe. No, we don't want to.
Well, but I'm just
Now
saying,
it's expensive.
yeah, but I'm just saying it's another thing that can be discussed.
Yeah, I think, well, what happened was the cost of it was the problem, and it's not gonna be any cheaper than it was in 2007 or whenever we talked about it.
You have different management people in place now, and we may have
Yeah,
a
and-
more receptive.
Yeah, we talked about using the irrigation lines from the golf course to water maybe some medians there, and they didn't want to do it. Golf course said, yeah, that's fine. But, yeah, I mean, talks don't hurt anything. Okay. Any more on that topic, agenda? Alan, you have anything?
No,
else?
I do not.
Okay. So it ends with, when you get an answer from the town, what they want to do, then bring it back.
When the study is complete, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And Jim will meet with his counterpart and discuss options
Yes.
for parks.
Yes. Okay, 10, executive session. Pursuant to Section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code, personnel, the board will convene into executive closed session to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, general manager. We're going into executive session at 7:37. 8:01, and we're returning to regular session. There's no action in executive session. Okay, we'll move 11, there is none. Future agenda items is agenda 12, items for future agenda. I talked to you last month, was it, or something like that, about giving us an update on the security system?
So I can do that once the equipment is installed.
When's that going to be?
We don't have a scheduled date for the installation yet.
2 weeks, 1 month?
I don't know yet.
We have all the equipment though, right?
Correct.
Okay, well, you can give us an update on where it's at the next meeting.
There is no update. We haven't installed anything yet.
Yeah, but at the next meeting, you won't have anything in
I
August?
don't know yet. We're still waiting for the vendor to give me a date for installation. Other than that, I don't have anything else to tell you.
Well, if you have a date at the next meeting, at
Okay,
least up to.
I have an item for the next agenda.
Okay.
Regarding the fire audit, could we have the appropriate personnel or person in charge come in and give us a report of the status of the fire audit for our next meeting, which I assume is August 20th?
Correct. That's the next agenda item. So you want someone from the,
Future item anyways.
yeah. Is that possible?
Yeah, so I can send a request to them and ask someone to be in. I'm not sure if they're going to fly in for the update. Is digital okay
Where's the company? at?
via Zoom?
And that would be fine with me. I don't,
Okay.
Where they're located?
I would just like to get a status of what's going on and anything they can disclose to us. Maybe they have to do it in executive session. I don't know, but we should be able to get some type of update for what's going on.
Okay. Yep, we'll request that.
Can we do that in executive session?
I don't know of an executive session exception that would apply. So at this point, no, unless I see something that would apply.
Okay, so if he can zoom in or something like that, to just put a face to the audit team.
Where are they?
I know that the individual we've been working at, so the person we've been working with recently is an onboarding person. He's out of Virginia. And then we just got transitioned to a project manager that's going to take all of the data provided and start doing the in-depth detail on site. We haven't met with him yet, but I have his name.
Okay.
Is he going to come here?
I've got to find out if he's going to, when he's going to come here. If he's going to come here to do his assessment, on-site assessment, and we can line that up with the next board meeting, I will make that request.
I'm representative of the board, and I just want to meet these people or something. I think what your question is what they're going to do, I think, or the report. Is that what I heard? But
Status report.
Yeah,
Status.
that's,
Status report.
or what they're going to be looking at was part of the RFQ, is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, so if you look at the RFQ, that's the items they're going to be looking at. But as far as the updates, as you said, there's no one that started it yet, have they?
Right now, all the onboarding and data collection has been complete that they asked from the fire department and ourselves. All of that has been uploaded, and now onboarding is complete. So that's technically phase 1. Phase 2 has yet to start. I haven't even met the new individual that we're going to be working with, but I will reach out to them and see if we can have them here, or at least have them available for the next meeting.
Okay, good one.
Kevin, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay,
The Monday night,
Alan, do we have any other workshop meetings or budget meetings between our September 20th meeting and our I should
August.
say August 20th meeting and our September regular board meeting?
No, so typically what we do, this will be the last budget meeting, and during the August meeting, I usually put a placeholder for the draft budget, and I'll send y'all out a updated version of it. And that way, if you all have any other questions or want to make any additional changes, you have the opportunity to do so then.
Okay, if you could do it before the Friday, before the meeting, like this stuff was sent out with the agenda. Give us a week or so to review it.
Okay.
I mean, I
I
don't,
feel like we're sending it out as soon as we had the data. This year, we got the tax valuations, and we literally sent it out the same night.
They come July, but at the next meeting, I think what he's looking for is anything that's gonna be changed, send out, but if you would, send it out before the Friday before the meeting with the agenda. Send it out like a week before that.
I don't see why
So
that
we
would
can
be an
look
issue.
at it, and digest it a little bit. Is that
And
what you?
Also, for the board's information, I will be in town for the next meeting, so I will be able to attend without going through the Zoom.
Okay. And then maybe prior to the meeting, have another workshop or on the budget?
I don't see a need for another workshop
Okay.
unless y'all want to have another workshop. I mean,
I just thought if anyone had any last minute questions.
again, I usually provide y'all with a draft budget and an item added to the August meeting. So if you have any questions or want to talk about any other details, you can do it right then and there. Because really, there's no change other than setting the tax rate in September.
Okay, if you send the draft budget that we're gonna talk about at the 20th, if you send it, like I said, a week, and someone has questions, they can email you prior to the meeting.
So you want it sent on the 13th?
Whatever the
14th.
week before. If it's the 20th, go back
If it's
7
the week
days.
before, then I have until the 15th, Friday the 15th, to get the draft sent out to you again.
Okay, do the Friday before.
Friday the
whatever.
15th, okay?
Yeah, the 15th. Is that enough time to look over the budget, Neil, or do you want it, you know?
No, that's plenty of time.
Okay. How about you, Doug?
That's fine.
Jim?
Yeah, I've got a request. Kevin, on Monday night, what is Matt's last name, Alan?
Cox.
Cox. Matt Cox made a presentation to the council that I would love for him to show the rest of show us. It's an update on working with the developers on this new 13 acres in the back and the layout of what it's going to look like. And by the next meeting, we might even know more information about when they are going to come to us requesting annexation. But I would just love, I'd love.
Talking about the Milsons?
This point.
I'd love for Matt to give that presentation to the board. It was really quite well done. And it's not very long at all.
Well, and I can make the request to the town manager and see if that's something he's willing to do. But regarding Milson's point, we've had discussions with town staff that the developer themselves will be coming in to the board to request annexation of the same property and do a non-standard service agreement with the board. So that may be a better alignment for the developer to present that to you.
Yeah, I mean, we really don't, as far as it's developed, it's not our deal, the town's doing it. The annexation part and his long-term, like you said, I think the developer would
We
do
can
a better
request the
thing.
developer to share that
Yeah,
data, yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we
It's
do
just,
that?
it was an outstanding short update that I thought this board would be interested in seeing.
He did it at the meeting?
Yeah, it's on
Yeah, I
video.
think
So
if,
it's
if anybody,
recorded, so
yeah,
we
if
can
anybody,
see
they
the
can go to the YouTube. I think that would be more time worthy. What do you all think? You agree?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can watch that.
Neil, you can watch the Matt Cox presentation to the council through YouTube?
I already have.
Oh, okay,
I watched the
he's
council
already-
meeting last Monday night.
okay, yeah. So it's just me that needs to do, and Doug. Yeah, I'll do those two things. And maybe send something to Bill and see if he could look at it. That would prevent us and Matt coming out here. Okay, anything else for future agendas? We have your request for the audit team, right?
Fire assessment update.
Right. Anything else?
We
Security,
have-
if something comes up, you can put
Draft
that on
budget
there.
will be sent by August 15th, and other than that, it's setting the date for the next meeting of the 20th.
August 20th. Everyone good? You're gonna be in town, right, Neil?
Yes,
Okay. You okay? You going to Peru or some
Who
other
knows?
faraway place?
Who knows?
Yeah. How about you?
Good. I'll be here.
You good? No walking travels like across America or something like that?
Oh, it's calling me, no, but no, I'll be here.
Okay, So future agendas we have, we're on 13, next meeting date, August 20th. Everybody's good for that, correct? Right?
Correct.
Okay, and we're going to adjourn at 8:17.